Our fourth principle at Strategic Capital Partners is words and details matter. So as human beings, aside from the opposable thumbs and our ability to use tools, language and words and establishing an alphabet and vocabulary has been a critical function or tool that allows us to communicate and pass on stories. And a big believer, we are giants because we stand on the shoulders of the people who came before us. And this is possible because of words and language and storytelling. And both from a societal perspective, but really from a company perspective as well, it's critical to establish the words and the details and establishing your vocabulary so that when you're having a conversation and it gets technical or it gets complex, you don't need to stop and take a step back every 5 minutes. And you don't need to necessarily have like The Hobbit and a 40-page document where in order to become an employee, you need to memorize 10 new words a night. But it's important for the team to know what each other is talking about, and both from the perspective of listening to what others are saying, but also the perspective of speaking. And there's a great quote that says, don't write or don't speak so that you can be understood. Speak or write so that you can't be misunderstood. So try to use precise language, realize the words that you're expressing and the words that others are expressing, those matter. And it's important when you're building out your company to have that foundation early on. So later on down the road, you're not going and reinventing the wheel every time you have a meeting. So this is something that I struggled with relatively early on in my career, is in the trading environment, and said, oh, we sent a trade to this place. Well, no, we didn't send a trade, we sent an order. And now in the grand scheme of things, that may not sound like it matters that much, but when you're building complex systems and routing engines, every single word, every single detail matters. And when you're in a business where there's a very low margin for error, very low margin, and a high volume business, it's critical to be detail oriented and to make sure that you hit everything. There was a situation where I made one routing update. I forgot to include a period and a dot only, and it ended up costing us a couple $1,000s before 10 a.m. So when you're building your business, you don't necessarily need to get bogged down in the details every step of the way, but it's critical to have an understanding that words and details matter.